Kory, how's the knee feeling? You able to go full practice, full games, that kind of thing?
Yeah, the knee's feeling great. I'm just ready to get back on the court on Monday with the team for the first game since I've been out a year, so that's kind of exciting.
Thanks, guys. Not everybody all.
This is for both of you. How much rust are you guys expecting on Monday, and what are your expectations as far as your quality of play?
Can you repeat the question, please?
How much rust are you guys expecting on Monday, just after a long off season, kind of first game back in a game setting?
I mean, it's been a long off season, yeah, but we've gone at it in practice pretty much every day. We've gone hard. Frank's made us go hard every day. There's pretty much no days off, and I think we're going to be good.
Basically what Maik said, we've been going at it for, like 8 weeks since the summer, so, just getting to know each other, learning what Frank wants us to do, and just learning the system, basically just help us all together.
Hey, Mike, now that you've made this run, to the Final Four last year, what do you think, of course, obviously it's the beginning of the season, but what do you think you can do to get back to that point? What are the lessons that you learned from last year going into this year?
I mean, firstly, the Final Four run was a great experience. It's pretty hard to describe all the feelings and emotions that I got out of it. Just know that me and the entire team has to go out there every day and compete real hard to just get as far as we can next year or the upcoming year.
For both, Frank has said this is probably one of the best shooting teams he's been around, at least since he's been here. How much have you guys noticed that, and how do you go about harnessing that?
We have multiple scorers. A lot of people that can get the ball up court, can score at will. Comes from freshmen, upperclassmen, the transfers. So it's a good feeling to know that we have multiple people that can put the ball in the hoop. And obviously, Frank's big on defending. So like he said before, the freshmen and the new people just picked up on the defense quicker than a lot of us expected. So that's good for us too.
Yeah, pretty much what he said. I mean, everyone's been shooting the ball, been comfortable with shooting the ball. I feel everyone has their confidence up, that everyone feels comfortable on the court because we're a family.
Kory, I think last year after PJ left, you tweeted that kind of stress patients or people were freaking out that they lost a bunch of guys,
yeah.
But you were pretty confident in these guys coming back. What have you seen so far to this point with all the new faces that this program can still stay where it is?
A lot of excitement, a lot of family, brotherhood. You can tell we all love one another. So that was the biggest thing for the newcomers coming off the final run. The Final Four run, they understood that, all right, that's over. So now we got to continue to keep getting better. And Coach has instilled in us this is an elite program now. So us being upperclassmen, me, Maik, Chris, Hassani, we've all tried to get them on the same page as us so that we can keep this thing moving.
I think Frank said that last year was beneficial for both of you because you got to learn a little bit about him and he learned about you. Just what was that year like, and how much did you learn about Frank and about maybe this team sitting out?
Sitting out was kind of hard, but it was also kind of fun too, just being able to watch how he taught his point guards, what he wanted from PJ, what he wanted from Sin and Dwayne. So going against them every day was good for me. It helped me better myself defensively and offensively, just watching those type of players. So that was good for me. And just building my relationship with Frank so that when it was time for me to step on the court, we already knew what we needed to do as a coach and player.
Dave?
Kory, what is the point guard rotation at present, and how many options do you feel like you guys have at that position going forward?
There's no set rotation right now, actually, but we have multiple people that can play the point guard. Sani, me, Wes Myers, David Beatty, who's more of a wing but knows how to play the point. So it's multiple people that can play that position.
Kory, just what is it like going through Frank Martin installing his defense, and what is it like watching kind of the new guys go through that installation process?
It's hard, but it's a learning process. You just gotta pay attention every day because there's little details that you don't really know that there is until he starts putting it in. So like just paying attention to every detail, always listening, being prepared, coming in every day to work and learn. So I guess just paying attention to what he asks of you.
Mike, what do you think you've gotten better at during the off season that we're going to see this fall?
I think I've gotten a little bit better in everything. One thing for sure is the lifts during the off season have been really intense. Everyone's gone at it, so gotten a lot stronger during the off season. I think my legs have gotten better, so better on my feet, better footwork. I think I've gotten a bit better on my shot. Also, that needs a lot of work still, but I think I've gotten better at it.
Maik, you're a sophomore, but you're one of the old guys on the team. Has Frank come to you and stressed, I need you to be more vocal, be more of a leader, or is that something that you kind of took on naturally?
Yeah, I mean, Frank has always, or throughout this offseason and preseason, he has told us, the returners, to be more vocal, to take on the leadership role. He hasn't said to like anyone in specific that you're the leader now. He's just expecting for people to step up.
Mike, what were your impressions of Kory last year while he was kind of sitting out but still practicing, and what differences have you seen in him this year at this point?
First of all, he's put on a lot of weight. When he came here, I mean, the before-after pictures. But yeah, his dedication to recovering from the injury, how he was injured when he got here. During the previous summer, I was also injured. I went through with him. I was in rehab with him for 2 months. After that, he continued to rehabilitate his knee. He got back. He got injured again. Like, the commitment he has to basketball is just phenomenal.
John?
Kory, Frank said this is probably one of the most athletic teams he's ever had. How much does that help as you guys move on from the production that Sin and PJ and Dwayne and Justin had?
It helps a lot because we got a lot more people that can go crash the glass. We're a lot faster than we were last year, so we have multiple point guards. Frank likes to play 2-point guards, so we know that if one got it, we can just get the ball up the court and just go. So I think that helps a lot with makes it harder on the other team's defense because they don't necessarily have one point guard. So if one person get it and just kick it up to the other, we can throw it into Maik or Chris or whatever and just keep playing that. But like, these guys got better around the rim. Chris, obviously, we all know how athletic he is. And Ibby, I've never seen nothing like it in my life, personally. So that kid can jump. But I think our athleticism this year is going to help us a lot.
As we run down the superlatives that Frank has already given you guys, best, most athletic and shooting, he also mentions one of the better passing teams he's had since he's been at South Carolina. Kory, what have you seen? You talked about playing 2-point guard, stuff like that. What's that been like? And that's a pretty high compliment considering when you have 8 new faces that it's already a good passing team. What have you seen there in terms of kind of offensive chemistry?
We've been moving the ball really well, actually. No one's being selfish. Like I said, if one point guard gets it, he just kicks it up to the other one, and we just moving the ball. Everyone's taking the open shot, the right shot that Frank loves. And one thing he told us, a great player learns where the shots are coming from. So I think we've all tried to figure out what he expects from that, and just learning each spot on the floor where we can get our shots from. And that's where our passing comes in because we know where one person is going to be at each time. So we just learning each other more.
Maik, just coming off that Final Four run, obviously all eyes are going to be on you guys from the get-go of the season, coming off that Final Four run. How much are you guys embracing that pressure of being an elite program now?
I mean, the pressure's obviously there, but what we're planning on doing is going at it one practice at a time, one game at a time, just preparing for every game as it is and just going at it from there.
Anybody else? Last question to John.
Kory, Frank said he needs to wait until games to see who's that guy that, when the lights are brightest and he needs a shot that he doesn't know who that player could be. Do you feel that you're that type of player? You have that mentality that, when you guys need a shot to win a game, you're that type of player?
I believe, that I could be that type of player, but also I'm not going to do anything outside of the system that could, I guess, well, I would do everything inside the system that could hopefully get me into a position to make whatever shot I need to make, but I'm also unselfish, so if I know I got one more, I'd kick it to that next person because I trust my brothers to make the shot. I know how much work we all put in. I know who's in the gym, who's not in the gym, which we're all in the gym, which is a good thing. So just having trust for one another, I think that's good, but I do believe I could be that person to take those big shots.
Thank you.